In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, I begin with the greeting words of paradise. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And as you heard, these words mean peace be upon you. And I hope and pray that the few moments we spend together would be a source of peace. And also it would help us to understand each other more. I think it is a very good idea to have topics that bring people together of different nationalities, of different religions, and different ways of life. And I was really glad to see that there were a number of student organizations who had sponsored today's event. And it is time, really, for people to have more dialogue, to really begin to deal with topics, not only from what is given to us in the media, but actually, as we say in America, from the horse's mouth, or as they say in academia, from primary sources, going right to the primary source. And so tonight, we are hoping, inshallah, to look at part of the history of the Iberian Peninsula, what is known as Spain and Portugal today, and to bring to light some of the history that is not so well known in many of the institutions, but yet I feel is very crucial in understanding not only the history in the period that we'll deal with, but also in understanding what is going on today. And this topic, when we say Muslims' legacy, it is important for the non-Muslims who are here just to shed some light on what Islam is itself. Because unfortunately, we have been targeted, we have been chosen for some political, economic reason to be the bad guys, or to be the object of Hollywood and the object of a lot of propaganda that is coming through the media. When I was growing up in America, the bad guys usually on television in the movies were generally Germans, Japanese, Russians, and of course the native people. This was a given. But today in the media, or in the TV, the different situation programs and the movies, the bad guys are usually Spanish drug cartels, Jamaican posses, or Afro-American gangs. But the most sinister character you can bring to the screen today would be an Arab terrorist. He seizes his hostages and he announces to the world, I will not release my hostages until you release my comrades from the prison. And then the forces of justice go into action, the Delta Force, Chuck Norris, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Steven Seagal, and a number of our folk heroes today go into action to rid the world of the new terror. This is stereotyping. And many people have gone through this. The Japanese, even Japanese Americans and Canadians were interred. They were put into prison during World War II. And some of them were actually loyal to the country here. And so stereotyping can be a really ugly thing. And there are a lot of people who suffer. Even today in some parts of America, there are Irish Americans who are suffering because of what is going on in the United Kingdom. There are Irish people who are being targeted and feel stereotyped to a certain extent because of the IRA.